My boyfriend, 25M, and I, 23F, are on the verge of breaking up. My partner and I have been dating for just over 3 years now. But we are in a major rough patch currently and I don't know what to do. He is 25M and I am 23F. Today I spoke to him about some things that have been on my mind and it didn't go to plan. I feel that we may break up. Lately I have been thinking about our relationship. There are things that bother me but they don't feel valid enough to tell him. Because I also don't know how I feel about it to say anything. So he is a very picky eater. I am not and I find it difficult to enjoy a new restaurant or food because he isn't willing or excited to try new things. This bothers me sometimes as we end up eating at the same restaurants and I have to be mindful if we do try a new place if they will have something he likes. We don't live together at the moment. We live with our parents, but we have been thinking about it. And this is one thing that's playing on my mind. Another thing is, his mum frequently asks him for money and he always give in. I can't really say too much about this to him because it's his mum and of course he's going to help out his family. But I have said to him before there's no way that we are going to be able to afford to move out. You're spending money that's not need to be spent. For example, he buys takeout every single night, spending at least $100 a week on takeaway. Another thing, he smokes maple leaf every night. I've made it clear to him that I don't really like him doing it but yet he still does. He says he does it to cope. However, there has been numerous occasions where he has smoked before going to my family events or hanging out with my friend and her partner, so the whole time he is high and it's very noticeable and embarrassing for me. To me, it just feels like he doesn't care. He also doesn't take the initiative to come over to my house. I'm sure they want to go over to his house and when I asked him to come over to my house and it feels there's always an excuse. And when he does he usually comes over in the afternoon, we go to bed, we wake up and then he leaves. My dog is my baby and he takes no interest or initiative to pay her attention. I would understand if he didn't like dogs, but he does like dogs as he has a dog of his own. Also, my partner is not one to share his emotions. He will hug and kiss me and tell me he loves me, but I feel like he could be doing more. Like for example, I'll tell him I love him and how much she means to me and whatnot, but I feel like he doesn't do that. Last year for my birthday he wasn't working at the time so he didn't have much money to buy me anything. He did buy me some of my favorite chocolate. I'm not materialistic or anything, but I feel like he could have at least made me a card or wrote me a letter, when I asked him about it. He told me that he's not the type of person to do that. And I just felt so upset because I just thought if you love someone, it doesn't matter how much money have, what the circumstances are. You will always find a way to make things excited and happy. This year for my birthday he got me a card and write a little message. He also got me a watch, new phone case, a new hair curler, and heaps of other bits and pieces. I am so grateful and happy, but in the back of my mind, I can't help think that he wouldn't have done any of that if I hadn't have told him. I feel like I made him do it. IDK. I brought all this up to him today and at the moment we are discussing it all, but I really don't know how I feel. Like there's so many things I want to change about him. But I don't want to be that type of girlfriend that changes her boyfriend, and plus that's not healthy. I just feel like if there's things that I don't like that aren't necessarily changeable, then I shouldn't be with someone. Like I don't want him to have to change his whole personality for me, if that makes sense. It is just so hard because we have been together for such a long time. But I'm also scared because I feel like I'm now just comfortable with all of this. I don't know what to do. I feel so stuck. I think I am overreacting? Do I put up with this behavior from him and move on with our lives? I think you're just kinda incompatible. You two aren't compatible. Dating is like a really long job interview. You're both finding out whether the other is right for the job of being your long-term partner. And like any job interview, lots of them won't end up with you in that position. Either because you decide it's not a right fit, or he does. You've only been together 3 years and that is 100% normal to realize you're not suited for each other within that time. And it's hard, but try to look at this as a hopeful situation rather than a sad one. This realization that you're not right together will hopefully help you take the steps to change so that you can be happier in your life. So I'm going to be honest. You sound very controlling. I hear all these things bother you, but this is who he is. And if it isn't okay by you, maybe you'd just be happier with someone else. Time to move on. Sounds like you're not happy with him. Stay single or find someone who you are more compatible with. I once was in a relationship like that and regret having stayed for as long as I did, 10 years. My M32 ex-fiancé, F26, unblocked me after 7 months. My fiancé broke things off last year after a fight. We got back together after 4 months, but the wedding was still off and not in the foreseeable future. But we were doing good, or so I thought. She was my best friend in life, and I loved her so dearly. Then just as things were looking up, she leaves. No real explanation. It took me by surprise. The day she ended things, she brought back all my belongings she still had, including the engagement ring, which she had kept the first time. I tried to contact her, but she blocked my number and all my social media accounts. I went into a bad depression after this. Every day I thought about her and it hurt. Slowly as time went on, it got better little by little. Lately I'd been feeling better than I have, and finally got to a point of not thinking about her anymore and actively trying to date and move on with life. Then today, out of the blue, I'm checking out my Instagram account and get a notification that my ex is now following me. I'm just in shock at this point. Like, why now? So I check Facebook, and she's unblocked me there as well, but not added me back as a friend. I try to add her back on both. She accepts the Instagram one but still has not messaged me or said anything. So I message her just saying, "I'm confused. You just unblocked me and started following my page again?" She has yet to respond at all. Even worse is, although I was aware from other friends that she had started dating an old ex of hers, I find out through her page that she in fact is engaged to him since February. I don't understand why she would unblock me and follow my stuff but not say a word to me or respond to my message. Like, what is the point or goal here? I feel like now my mental state has had a major setback from this sudden rush of emotions and questions. Insight, anyone? Update. Holy cow, I did not expect to open this app and see so many replies. Thank you all. So I woke up to a response from her this morning. She's claimed she just wanted to make sure I was alright. IDK if that's true or not. But this gave me the opportunity to express everything to her and basically vent. Which in some weird way has actually helped me feel better about it, almost like getting closure. Since I started seeing the replies here while her and I were messaging, I asked her if she was cheating. Supposedly she was not. I know that could be a lie still. At this point she's not responding, and I'm guessing me telling her exactly how much she hurt me hit hard for her. I even mentioned that it feels like she's maybe is second guessing her decision and that's why she's reaching out. I have not blocked her yet. Yes, I know I should, and it's stupid not to. Like I said, something about our conversation so far has been helpful, almost as if I needed this to move on. Dude, just block her. She messing with you. Well, maybe you should block her and keep moving forward. Her goal is to stir shit. She clearly enjoys the drama and the attention. Don't give into it. Block her and focus on yourself. She doesn't give a fuck. Match her energy and ignore. I know it's hard. Why would you react to that? Big mistake. My 34M GF 35F wants to have threesomes with men. GF 35F and I 34M are in a long-distance relationship, 9 months, but have known each other for over 20 years. We're very committed to each other, currently mingling finances and getting ready to relocate to the same country. So yesterday we're getting pretty horny on video, flashing each other etc., and we start talking about anal, which we haven't done together yet, but we're both into it. Just haven't had the chance yet, but this time she says my DCK is too big. We can't do some positions or it's painful for her. But that she would do this for me if I do something for her. Have a threesome with another dude. I froze immediately and said I needed to hang up because I didn't want to flip out in front of her, but I was surprised, mad and aggravated by all of it. We are both very thorough, detail-oriented academia people that communicate very clearly and efficiently. So obviously we had already talked in the past about our tolerance to sharing the significant other, and both stated that we had no space for this, that I'd mean immediately breaking up etc. I felt betrayed. If I knew she was interested in this kind of relationship, I wouldn't have gotten involved at all. This morning she's trying to brush it off as something said without intention, just a random curiosity, not something she wants. But this girl wants this. Just 3 weeks ago she was writing me and said, "I wish you had 2 dicks," and now she's trying to rewrite the story. Now here I am, after investing so much of my time, money, family, resources into this relationship, to now find out my significant other, whom I expected to be a lifelong partner, has wants, needs that I cannot meet in any way. It's relevant to point out sex is extremely important for her. She reads, studies, loves trying new sex toys, positions, loves talking dirty, and is always ready for sex. Girl literally jumps me 2-3 per day when we're together. I meant this girl is really into sex. Looking for advice in general. I'm feeling lost, but my gut says run. I don't know if I'll ever feel safe in this relationship. Sitting here waiting for her to cheat or just move on after a few years to find someone that is open to a kind of relationship that provides for her wants, needs more holistically. Today she feels pretty bad, has apologized for bringing it up in a horrible time and said this is not a need, just a curiosity, and that she's open to fitting into what's best for us. I love her and know she loves me. Should I trust her and continue building our future together, or do I get out while there's still time? I can give more details if anyone is interested. Too long did not read. GF reveals, secret, interest in threesomes after multiple money, time, resource commitments have been made for us to move together to the same country. But my gut says run. Always trust your gut. You'll save yourself unnecessary stress. Honestly, to me it sounds less like that she wants to sleep with other men and more like she just wants the extra stimulation that comes with being penetrated in both holes simultaneously. If that's the case, this can easily be addressed by using anal toys while you're having sex, probably worth getting to the root of what drives her curiosity before just leaving. We had already talked in the past about our tolerance to sharing the significant other and both stated that we had no space for this, that I'd mean immediately breaking up, but that she would do this for me if I do something for her. Have a threesome with another dude. Now you know that she's deceitful and manipulative. I'm feeling lost, but my gut says run. I don't know if I'll ever feel safe in this relationship, sitting here waiting for her to cheat. You're not lost at all, then. You know the score, and you know that, this game is rigged against you. Act accordingly and protect yourself. Why not just get a dildo and use that while fucking her? Is that not the same? The fact you are bringing up getting out is your answer. Get out while you can, bro. I don't see this ending well. My 25M friend sent me a screenshot of an active and verified Tinder profile of my boyfriend, 23M. A friend of mine sent some screenshots of a Tinder profile that had an active badge, meaning profile was online in the past 2 hours, and it was verified. The profile had a bunch of photos of my boyfriend, and when I asked him about that, and he swore it's a fake profile, saying it's not the first time finds a fake profile with his pictures, and he also said he deleted his Tinder account a long time ago. I found out that the profile was last online 3 kilometers away from his home, which is quite far even for inaccurate GPS. Anyway, I found all of this weird because verified profiles require selfies with specific gestures. The profile also had a lot of his real hobbies and personality traits, his college course, his profession, and etc. If the profile is really a fake one, it was created by someone who definitely knows him. Things got a little worse. I asked him to download Tinder and log in with his account. To me, he would download it and show that he doesn't have an account, or if he did, it was inactive and that the other one was indeed a fake account. However, he denied me this, saying that relationships are based on trust and that I had to trust him, especially because it's not the first time that I suspect him and get proved wrong, and he was tired of having to prove things. Now I don't know what to do. I love him and I want to trust him, but the profile was very convincing, many photos, perfect description and hobbies, verified. He could have spent just 5 millions to show me his account and shut me up, but instead he came with that trust talk. The only thing he did was showing me that all the photos that the profile had were available on his Instagram at some point, since last year, meaning someone could have used them. Another behavior that I found weird was that he didn't even bother about the verified fake profile using his photos. I mean, who doesn't get upset with this? I offered him to help find the fake profile and he didn't show any interest at all. What would you do? Should I ignore this and blindly trust him? Update. The profile existed for at least 6 months, which is very hard achievement for a fake profile. I know this because a friend already chatted with that profile in January. The funniest part is that right after I left my boyfriend at his home, the profile suddenly gets deleted. What a coincidence, right? A 6-month-old fake profile being deleted at the exact same day I confronted my boyfriend about that. Lol. It's definitely his account. You knew this when he wouldn't show you him logging in. Relationships are based on trust, he says, while not giving you any reason to trust him. Says it all, really. I'd be done with him. He's not interested in your comfort. That's a deal breaker. Judging from the fact he wasn't willing to show you his log-in, it's most likely his account. Trust your instincts. It's not the first time that you haven't trusted him, and there's a reason for that. If someone really was targeting him, he'd be furious. He'd try to get the profile taken down. This is so suspicious.